Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So today is going to be the funeral of Queen Elizabeth, and apparently the Cambridges are, the Prince and Princess of Wales are going to include Prince George and Princess Charlotte in the funeral. So I'm going to look into their energies, and is it going to be okay for them? Will they suffer some kind of trauma like Prince Harry did and after attending his mother's funeral? So I'm sure that the Princess and Prince of Wales are aware of all the possible dangers and are doing everything in their power to prevent them. And I'm sure that they are also taking into consideration the will of the children. I'm sure the children are going to the funeral because they want to. Okay, so before I start, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So I remind you that because of my cast, which is even bigger today and heavier than it was last week, I cannot shuffle the cards in my regular way. So what I'm doing is I am shuffling them this way. I'm spreading them as a fan, and then I'm just picking the cards that are calling me to pick them, and looking at the energies that I get. Usually I do not read reversals, and I've been using decks that are two-sided in order to do that. This is the tarot for kids, and it doesn't have two sides, but I am not going to read negative energies here because it's just not fitting for children. And if I get an upside down card, I will look at the possible, all of the energies that this card is giving me. Okay, so let's start with Prince George. I'm just trying to fan them as best as I can so I can get all the cards on the table. Okay, so Prince George's energy right now, and what I'm getting is the Hierophant. So Prince George is not only looking at his grandmother, who used to be the highest religious figure in the country, and she was the head of the church. He is also looking at his grandfather, who is now replacing her, but he also knows that he needs to do the right thing. This is what the Hierophant is telling us. The Hierophant is a card that speaks about doing the right thing, and Prince George feels that being in that funeral is the right thing for him as a future king, and as the great-grandson of the Queen. He wants to do what is right. He wants to do what is true and what he needs to do. Okay, now let's look at Princess Charlotte's energy, and what I'm getting here is patience, and this is the card of the Hangman, and the Hangman is a card of changing perspective and changing point of view. So I believe that Princess Charlotte at the beginning did not think that she wanted to attend, but something changed her mind and she decided that she wants to attend. This is completely her will. She changed her point of view, she changed the way that she sees things, and she decided that she wants to attend, and this is why she's attending, not because anything that her parents said to her. Something changed her mind, maybe something that someone said, maybe something that her brother said. It doesn't really matter, but something made her decide that she needs to change her point of view. And as this card says patience, because this is what the creators call this card, so it just shows that Princess Charlotte is very, very patient. She's someone who is really, I think that she is in a way the next Princess Royal, and she's the next Princess Anne in a way. So she has the same wisdom that Princess Anne has, and the same ability to see things from more than one point of view, and despite her very young age. Now just pay attention that both of these cards are major arcanas. These are highly spiritual cards. So this is something that comes from above. This is something that comes from the metaphysical plane. This is not something that is fulfilling a wish or something tangible. This is something that is spiritual. They see this whole event, the death of their grandmother, and the funeral as something spiritual. Now let's just see how does Prince Louis fare at this time, and what I'm getting here is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Now this is something that I feel that needs to stay in the reverse, because the Ace of Wands is the ace that speaks about getting your wishes fulfilled in the material world, being able to get those wishes fulfilled. But right now he knows that he cannot get everything that he wishes. He knows that he cannot go to that funeral despite the fact that his older brothers are going. He knows that right now he needs to stop not being demanding, because it is a hard time for his parents, and he understands that. So this is why we got it in the reverse, because he doesn't want now to get his wishes realized. He's not coming with demands right now. He understands that he cannot get everything that he wants right now, because this is a hard time for him, everyone in his family, and he's smart enough to realize that. Now, so despite the fact that we saw him in a tantrum during the Jubilee, when he was really tired and hyper because of a lot of sugar probably, despite that, we see a child that is wise enough to realize that not all of his wishes can be realized right now, and despite the fact that he's probably used to have his wishes realized in the everyday, he knows that right now this is something that he needs to keep for other times, because this is not the time. Okay, so now I'm going to use the Angel Among Us cards and to get one card for each child and see what are the angels telling us about those children. So first comes Prince George, and we get a Horus, which is number 35. This is a clear seeing, intentions, and perspective. So as the book says, wait a minute, Horus is the ancient Egyptian sky god, who is depicted as a falcon, or a man with head of a falcon. And the oracle is saying, look at things from new and higher perspective. So Prince George has the ability to see clearly things. He is able to see things from higher perspective, and he has the good intentions in him. This is a very powerful protection amulet of symbol of seeing, spiritual sight, and healing. So what this card is about is to seeing other people's perspective, zooming out and looking at the relationship in the family as a whole. So he knows that he has his let's say his duties, even though he's a child, and he has the perspective to know what it means. Okay, now Princess Charlotte, and we're getting Archangel Azrael, which is about death and rebirth. This is about life changes and traditions. So Princess Charlotte realizes, first of all, she's now seeing a death, but it is also a sign of a rebirth, because it's a death of a queen and a rebirth of a king. So she sees the cycle of life in front of her, and she sees that life changes in many perspectives. They moved to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor. Now they're going to move to Windsor. They changed schools. Now she lost a grandmother. This is also a big life change. But also she realizes that there are traditions that needed to be conserved, and this tradition is to attend the funeral of her grandmother. So the oracle says here, you are journeying from one chapter into another. Let go of the old and prepare to step into the new. One door is closing, another is opening. Step through. Okay, so that is a great explaining card for Charlotte to understand what she's going through right now. Now let's see, what do we get about Louis, and what I'm getting here is Archangel Gabriel, self-expression, creativity, North Star. So Prince Louis, well, he's a small child. He's very creative. We saw what he said to his mother, about his grandmother, that she's going to be with Grandpapa, Prince Philip. He's very understanding, but he's also someone who needs self-expression. So what the oracle says here is, be unapologetically you. Follow your North Star. Express yourself, and believe in miracles. Listen to and trust the messages from the divine. So this card is calling Prince Louis to express his creativity, but also he understands that now is not the time to come with demands, but in the future he needs to express his creativity and to express himself. Okay, so this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video, write me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.